What's going on, everybody out there in video land and social media land? And welcome to another bonus new episode of Meak Media Special Edition News. We're still in the midst of our 15th anniversary season in media. And you know who I am. You know, the founder, executive producer, Miko Evans. And I am so excited. I had to do this show because this is something I wanted to do anyway. I wanted to do it before Election Day, but everything is always done in divine order. And so this guest that I have on the show today is no stranger to our airwaves. We had a chance to first collaborate on my show back during the first year. If I'm not mistaken, it was the first year of
Yep.
when we first launched History of Black Gay Atlanta before it became History of Black Gay America. And I am so excited to have History Maker now on the show. He started his show 2 months before I did, as far as LGBT content. He started his show before, I think 2 months before I did. We launched in media the same year. And so he's celebrating his 15 years in media as well. And so bring on the airwaves. Welcome, everybody. My brother in media, my ride or die.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Brother Demetris, Big Meach Taylor of Dishing Tea with Big Meach, Dishing Tea Entertainment. What's going on, Big Meach?
Hello there, my darling honey. Listen. You know, before we get started, you know I have to give you all of your flowers, baby. Let me just tell you, I am so excited and I'm proud of you. I watched you work during this last Pride season and carried on, which is why we couldn't connect because he was out there, okay?
Okay.
And because he was out there and doing your thing, and honey, you was on that hustle. Okay, I don't like to say the grind because when you grind in gears, honey, something is wrong. You know, that's just my take on that. But you're out there doing your thug thizzle, okay, and your rainbow swirl and then carrying on, honey,
That's
and you
right.
get it there. And I just love and appreciate you because you're going into areas that all of us who are in LGBT media, you know, we all have our lane. Child, you could put up with all of that, the craziness of what you put up with. Okay. The Omniverse has specifically designed you to put up
Wow.
with all of that. My patience won't no. My patience won't let, my patience won't let me do it. So every time I see you out there doing what you do, making your partnerships or whatever, I have to give you your flowers, baby, because you're doing the thing. So thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you, sweetheart. It's people like you that inspire me because I know what I love about you. You validated and confirmed something. You know, we talk about this all the time.
Mm.
And want to give a shout out to my sister girl, our other sister in media, Sister Jazzy Jones.
The Jazzy, yes,
Yeah,
Lord.
I want to give a shout out to her too. You know, we always talk about there's no need for competition
No.
now in media and in what we do because everybody has their niche.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody has their niche. And one of the things I love about you is that you've always stood your ground in the niche audience that you have and in your show. And that's one of the things I love about you. Um, like I said, you know, it's people like you that continue to inspire me as well. So I want to give you your props. You've been able to even interview um, legends and celebrities that you know
Yeah.
I didn't even think that I could do. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. Yeah.
and I just really appreciate you. I'm grateful and thankful that I had a chance to be a part of your theatrical play production, your first time bringing
Yes.
it here to
Yes.
Atlanta. You know, and I know the anniversary of that. Well, I think the anniversary of that was like, was it last year, year before? Um,
Oh,
from your
what?
the
Yeah.
anniversary for the Atlanta edition.
Yeah.
Uh,
We did it here in 2015. In fact, no, it's coming up. It had been 7 years ago.
yeah,
Thanks to
it is. It's
media.
coming up.
It's
It
coming
sure
up. Yeah.
is.
Hmm.
Cause I always keep Angela's anniversaries kind of locked in
Yeah,
with.
because she came in. Yeah, that's all that. Yeah. She came in with the play. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, because I
that's
never
how
would
she
have met
became the first
Angela.
lady.
That's right.
Yeah.
I never would have met Angela, our first lady of of History of Black Gay America. Never would have met her if it wasn't for her coming to the audition
For
that
the
we was
audition. Yeah.
conducting for your play.
That's right. See,
Yeah.
the Omniverse is just all entwined in that, and that was a good look because she's doing fabulously well for the look of the brand and everything, honey. And you know how she's a one woman package, and I love
You
it
know
because she's
she is.
yeah, honey. Listen, and she better be glad I can't wear them shoes because damn it, I'd have been in her closet.
You know Angela got to
Okay,
steal the show now. You know that's how she is.
okay, right,
Shout out to
right,
Angela
right.
Hutchins, by the way.
Okay.
Let's get into because I know for those people who don't really know
Mhm,
who you are, before we actually get into your recent history making moment that you
mhm,
had, let's get a little bit more into to tell our audience that don't know you a little bit about who Demetris is, one,
mhm.
um, and your testimony. We're gonna start the first half with that. You know what I'm
Ooh,
saying?
okay,
Because I mean that to
okay.
have you as a part of our 15th anniversary season and stuff, once again, it is an honor. So for those people who haven't seen you on our show in years, this is their first time seeing you on our
Mhm.
show. Give us your testimony right real quick.
Wow. Okay. Well, very quickly, I am Demetris Dennis Taylor. I proudly go by Big Meach. And in some instances, I'm Samantha Stevens Divinity. I hail
Female
from
impersonator extraordinaire.
okay. I hail from Detroit, Michigan, born and raised there. I've never been to Atlanta prior to coming here in 2007. And when I moved here, I knew it was time for me to do me. You know, it was
Hmm.
time for Demetris to do Demetris. I'm a nurturer in my DNA, honey, and so I've always had someone that I was taking care of. You know, I'm mother of a house of divinity, and things of that nature. So, but it was time for me to do me. So when I moved here to Atlanta, Atlanta gave me and fortified me to go into areas that I've always wanted to do. I've done some film work. You know, we've done no extra work and carrying on some films. I've done a couple
Hmm.
independent films where I've had some actual lines. I was even up in drag, okay, in one of the films. Uh, I've written 2 books.
Hmm.
Awakenings, Epiphanies, The Longer Spiritual Journey. That's my first one.
First
It's
one.
companion piece, revelations, affirmations, and confirmations. And throughout all of that experience, the books came out of me not necessarily denouncing church because I don't denounce it. I've stepped away from organized religion,
Hmm.
and I was a part of Unity Fellowship Church movement, which I still, in my heart, you know, the creed of what they stand for, I still believe in it. It's just that I have outgrown it.
Hmm.
Okay,
Absolutely.
and and you came into my life with this wonderful word of the omniverse,
Mm.
and um it opened up my perspective because we so used to say a universe, and uni
Hmm.
means one. If you understand your English, uni is one, omni is multiple and many,
And
and the
all.
God that I understand and I serve, honey, is too vast to say it's one. And when you said omniverse and we got to having that conversation, baby, I've been running with that ever since. And so because of that, my expansion and my consciousness and my growth in what spirit has done with me, it has allowed me to go into areas, and that's how the radio show came about. The radio show, Dishing Tea with Big Meach, that was a saying. I used to always say, "Oh, honey, let's dish tea." That was always my saying. You know, coming up as a young queen, honey.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
that was as a young queen,
Yeah.
but that was always my saying. But I don't give them credit all the time. I tell the story, but I have to give them credit because quite frankly, if it were not for them, I would not be in existence. And
Mm.
I had to give that credit to the big dogs. Okay.
Mm.
I
Mm.
have to give that. And the reason why is and I'm very transparent with this. I was jealous as hell when I first heard about them
Mm.
because like everybody, they went through, come on and get on our radio show, come listen to our radio show. And you know, I had my own little trepidation about, you know, the organization or whatever, because you know, I'm like, okay, they could do things a little better in my opinion, but who am I? Okay.
Mhm.
And then when I got the invitation to come on their radio show, that just blew all of my little do of what they could do to hell, right? Because I was like,
Mhm.
oh, wait a minute. Okay. They making that kind of money when they got a radio show? You
Okay.
know, that's how I got introduced to Blog Talk Radio. And
Wow.
yes, going to their show and participating with them. And at that time, Blog Talk gave us the option to either sign in and do a profile page as a listener only
Mm-hmm.
or as a host.
Mm. Wow. Because I never heard your story about how you got introduced to Blog Talk Radio. So
That's
this is
how it
very,
happened. And
very
I had
rich.
to
Go
give
ahead.
all that to the big dogs. And so I signed up as a host, of course. I
Mm.
was like, oh, well, let me see what this is.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea behind it was I always want to do voiceover work. I
Mm-hmm.
want, and my goal is to become a cartoon character. I just want to be the voice of a cartoon character somewhere, honey.
Yes.
So I didn't think nothing of it. I just said, well, we'll do this. I'll set this up. I went and started downloading copy, commercial copy, because I was going to use this to make a reel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, I'll do my own commercials and I'll talk on the radio and I'll get you,
Yes, of course.
yeah, put your shoulders in and shimmy with it. And I thought that's what this was going to be. Okay. But slowly and surely, as I started asking celebrities to come on the show, and everybody, well, what did you do? I just asked. I went on their Facebook and, hi, I have a radio show. I would love to interview you. Would you like to come on my show? It was
Wow.
just that simple. And so it started off with my celebrity friends, those I went to high school with, Nikki Gilbert from Brownstone. We went to high school together. Yeah,
Really? I didn't know
yeah.
that.
Mhm.
And guess what? It's amazing you would mention her because she came to my our new office building and
Ah,
I almost missed her. I was in the break room
uh-huh.
and because I think you've been to my new office,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so we was in the big break room area
Okay.
and I was coming through um yes, I was actually already in the break room, I think either fixing my coffee or whatever. And then I saw somebody, this tall lady, walk
Yeah.
past and stuff because she was talking to her connection that's already here and walking
Uh-huh.
through here. And I happened to turn. I said, Mrs. Gilbert. I said, Miss Gilbert, honey. I said, how you doing?
Right, right. Yeah, that's it.
I said,
We
I almost missed it. I said, I did not know that was her till I looked. I said, that's Nikki
Yeah, that's
Gilbert.
her.
So
That's Nikki.
yeah, but I didn't know y'all went to high school together.
Yeah, we went to high school together. There was a number of us that come out of our high school acting class. We called ourselves La Troupe des Arts back
Oh, right.
at Cody High School. That was us, honey. So Nikki Gilbert, Jesse Peck, he's the bass singer now for the Spinners.
Wow.
Yeah, him. A lot of folks may know Dwayne Barnes. Now, you may not know him by name, but you would if y'all saw the movie The Flock with Al Pacino. Is it Al Pacino? Yeah, Al Pacino. He was in
Okay.
that, but he's famously known as the crackhead from Menace to Society.
Wow.
Okay, that's his famous. When I say that, everybody knows exactly who he is. But he's an actor. Um, we had Carla Johnson. Carla Johnson, she became a model and she was on the TCB perm box, the girl that had the bob.
Yes.
Yes, she was
Wow.
there. And then we had Travion Davenport, who became a publicist. She's Trade Day Management. That's her company. She was also a part of us.
Wow.
And then my eldest gay child, honey, named Peter. Peter also got into it because he was a production assistant, a casting assistant, and did some extra work. He was in Boys in the Hood and carried on. So yeah,
Really?
yeah, yes,
Talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
as
yeah,
an
yeah.
extra?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
I'm gonna tell you what scene he's in because I found him. Of course, I went to go look for my baby. He's in the scene, the very first scene when they show them as adults and they in
Yes.
the backyard playing cards. He's
Yeah.
the one that's dancing that got on that red or burgundy kimono African type outfit with the cootie hat.
Wow.
That's him. So all of them have gone. We come from that. So when I started asking these folks to come on the show, okay, so I knew them, right? And I got a little leverage. But then came uh Shirley Jones of the Jones Girls
Yes.
and Rodney Perry came on. When I booked Sinbad, I hollered. But then how I know God loves me,
Uh-huh.
how I know God really loves me.
Mhm.
When I booked Sarah Dash,
Wow.
And when I booked my sister Stephanie Mills,
I was about to say that. I was about to say that. Woo.
that they called me. I was at the doctor's office and they called me back, right? And I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to be so cool on this, okay, on this phone call. Cause they had accepted the proposal. I said, well, listen, baby, I'm at the doctor's right now. I said, but give me an hour because I got to go home and put it together. She said, are you going to be nice to me? I said, honey, I ain't got nothing but love for you, honey. I'm not gonna treat you harshly.
Mhm.
Why would I want to do that? Why would I
Mhm.
want to? I said, you don't understand what you mean to me, girl. I'm there.
Mhm.
And so after that, and then my pedigree started to increase, you know, to where I was one of the last people to interview James Avery, from Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince.
Yes.
Yeah, I interviewed him. I interviewed Shantae Moore, Faith Evans,
Wow.
yes, when I got Jennifer Holliday, when I got Debbie Allen, honey, oh yeah, 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 aha,
Are
yes.
you serious?
Yes, I got Debbie Allen when she was here, when she was doing Twist, when they did the musical version of Oliver Twist. Yeah,
Yes.
I got her then. Yes, 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 yes. I saw the movie, I saw the play like 2 or 3 times in previews. Yes,
Wow.
yes, yes. And so this is how the radio show became the avenue. Because trying to be an actor, singing, all that kind of stuff, I'm still doing it, but the radio show became the avenue.
Absolutely.
And I
It's
said, well, okay,
amazing.
Lord, if this is where it is, let's do it.
It's amazing that you would say that because that's the same thing that happened over here, with the creation of Meat Productions. I was
Yeah.
telling people, I said it was never in the plans for me to have a radio show or a podcast
Mhm.
show. I said
Mhm,
that was never
mhm.
in the plans for Meat Productions. I said it was the plans for my other business,
Right,
the May Corporation USA May Entertainment. That's how I had gospel music from the old school, the
right,
Infinite Truth, and all that stuff. I said I had already had plans for WMAE. I said, but
right,
I never had anything for Meek Pro. I
right,
said so,
right.
and it was amazing how when the opportunity came through our straight ally, shout out to Dominique Huff,
Dominic Huff,
of the
yeah,
Huff
come on,
firm,
baby. Yeah,
who's the former steward of the old Exceptional Radio Network. That's how we got our start in media 15 years ago. And so when he presented the opportunity to have an LGBT show on his online internet network, um, I jumped at the opportunity. I'm like, I never thought about that.
right.
And so, so it's amazing how just like with you, media was the avenue to take you
Mhm,
to where you really wanted to be. And
mhm,
so the
mhm.
same thing worked out with us. So that I'm glad that you shared that. That's why I wanted you to share your testimony
Yeah.
as far as your media background. Give us a snippet before we go to our only commercial break and before we actually get into what we really want to talk about, your history making moment. Give us a little bit about your testimony about how it was, because you from my same generation, Gen X,
Mhm,
and give us a little bit about how it was for us growing up, and you from
mm,
Detroit.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? How it
mhm.
was for us during that time. You know what I'm saying? And the struggles that we had when during a time when the world at the time was not as open
Oh God.
as
Okay.
it is for us now.
Okay. You have to understand that I have to wear this badge of honor now because at first I didn't want to.
Hmm.
But I am the one of the original children who was butch queen up in pumps without the pumps. And what I
Mm,
mean by that is what we saw to be gay now, in the early 2000s, before, '09, 10, 12, and all that, when it became popular for the girls to walk around, bush drag or whatever, they got beard, makeup, and carrying on, boy clothes, but they wearing pumps and carrying a purse. All
hmm.
right. I happen to be one of the grandparents of all that because back in
Wow.
our day when I was a kid, that was part of my protest. See, we remember Lee Press on nails, and I've said this a lot of times when we
Yep.
had active and glamour length well, I used to grow my nails, and I'm right-handed, so my right hand was always my active length. My left
Mhm.
hand was always my glamour length. Okay. And I would, do my own nails and carry on, polish them and all that before we got real sedity going to get your hands, and manis and pedicure. Now I do it myself.
That's right.
Um, and being that I'm 6'4" and being that I am a large man, coming up was always difficult in that space because I'm not the most masculine. And at that time, my feminine projection of myself was a protest to what I saw masculinity to be because
Mm,
I did not like the representation of it from what my
absolutely.
father showed me, what my uncles and them showed me, all the misogyny, all the womanizing, all the, the beating up on women. That wasn't, if that's what being a man is supposed to be, then I don't want it. You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? Because all of my sheroes were women.
Hmm.
And that the Wonder Woman, the Bionic Woman, Charlie's Angels,
That part,
Christy
all of that.
Love, Foster Brown, Cleopatra Jones, you know,
Okay.
her,
Christy Love.
Christy Love,
Mm,
you under arrest, sugar, hand over the bread.
hand over.
Okay. All of that was because of the resiliency and strength that women had showed us. And just recently, I had to acquiesce to the fact that my masculinity is from a female perspective. So it's feminine masculinity that I had to embrace. And
Absolutely.
I learned. But then my crossroads came in my mid-30s, just before I moved down here, where the boy in me kicked in,
Hmm.
and who I was running from, that I saw,
Mm.
I only suppressed him, you
Hmm.
know, because I was trying to deny what that was. But I'm still my father's child.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever that is still running through my veins. I just have to understand that I get to choose to be the man that I want to be. I
Absolutely.
don't have to be his carbon copy.
That
And
part.
that's what that was. You know what I'm saying?
Woo, woo,
I don't have to be his
woo.
carbon copy just because I'm his son and
Yes.
I'm his firstborn. Ha.
Mm, mm, mm,
Okay.
mm, mm, mm,
So
mm.
when I got a hold of that and made peace with that, they're me embracing my masculinity, because everybody know they call me mama and I am the mother of the house. But honey, when
Mhm.
they started calling me daddy, ooh, ooh, okay.
I love it.
You understand? And I was able to embrace that wholeheartedly. I wasn't running from it anymore. It didn't embarrass me or whatever. And because I'm not an alpha male, that's something that I have to also accept. I'm not an
Absolutely.
alpha male.
Absolutely.
Okay. And
Everybody's not a lot of men are not alpha, and it's
ha,
okay, and
and
it
it's
doesn't make them
okay.
less of a man just because they're
No,
not
it
alpha.
doesn't. As a matter of fact, what it does, I think it enhances me because I don't mind saying that I'm a beta or a zeta, because there's so many on that spectrum. I just found out recently. But
Mhm.
I don't mind saying that because, see, I know in the background, I'm here to push my brother. I'm here to help my brother out.
Absolutely.
I'm here to go back to back, toe to toe with my brother. And I know
Absolutely.
that we could get some shit done. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
I don't mind that. But just know I'm still a man when it counts. And that there is through all of my femininity. No, I am not. I am not trans in the sense that we know it. On the broader definition, I am because I perform. Samantha Stevens is a character of mine. So I
Absolutely.
embrace her and I embrace that trans identity because I'm a performer. I don't live
Absolutely.
my life as a woman and I don't want to be. I'm just comfortable with who I am and I'm
Absolutely.
comfortable with all of my feminine attributes. I'm comfortable with my miss things and I walk like my mama, honey. These hips, honey, since I took my first step, this is Essie Lorraine's walk, okay? So I'm comfortable with all of that, and so I had to be comfortable with the man that I am and that
Mhm.
I chose to be, and
Absolutely.
that I can grow to become as I'm
Yes.
aging and carrying on. So it doesn't limit me, and I had to understand that I'm okay. In fact, I'm
Absolutely.
better than okay, honey. I'm deliciously all right.
And what'd you say? Deliciously.
Deliciously all right. Okay.
Yes, deliciously all right. I love that.
Yes. Yes.
Woo, woo. We're gonna you know what? That's a great way to end the first half, which was beautiful, by the way. We're gonna take our only commercial break, baby. When we come back, we have the
Yes.
legendary dishing tea with
Mm.
Big Meach.
Yeah.
Right here in our 15th anniversary season of Meek Pro Media Special Edition News. Please don't go anywhere. We do have more in store. You're tuned in to Meak Productions syndicated shows. Don't go anywhere. We do have more in store.
Hello, everyone. This is Chris Lugo, Executive Director of the Out Georgia Business Alliance, Georgia's only chamber of commerce serving the LGBTQ plus community and our allies. Formerly known as the Atlanta Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce, Out Georgia serves the community by advocating for the most inclusive and equitable business environment, providing support and resources to fuel economic growth, and driving meaningful community connections and impact across the state of Georgia. For more information about membership and the legacy of our organization, please visit outgeorgia.org. Once again, that is outgeorgia.org. We look forward to serving and networking with you soon.
Meak Productions is proud to be an official media partner for this organization.
Hey there, this is George Carlton, President of the Metro Atlanta Association of Professionals. Are you looking to expand your business, seeking employment connections, or want to grow your professional network but don't love traditional networking? The MAP is right for you. As Atlanta's first LGBTQ plus business association, we pioneered partnerships and networking with Atlanta's leading changemakers to help you connect authentically, in person and online, with people from diverse industries, identities, and histories. For more information about membership and being part of our legacy, visit our website at www.maapatl.org. Once again, that's mapatl.org. We look forward to connecting with you real soon.
Meak Productions is proud to be an official media partner for this organization.
Get ready to take a bite of Peach ATL. Peach ATL is Gay Atlanta's longest running LGBTQ business certified weekly magazine. We deliver the best in community events, arts, gay culture, and entertainment. Get weekly high-profile celebrity interviews and coverage of the most important events and festivals, such as Out on Film, Toy Party, Joining Hearts Pool Party, and all Pride festivals in Atlanta. We distribute all across Metro Atlanta to reach thousands of weekly readers right where they shop, live, and play. Go to peachatl.com for the digital issue and exclusive content, even if you don't have access to a physical copy. Once again, go to peachatl.com to learn more and get your bite of Gay Atlanta.
She was easy on the eyes, to say the least. But it wasn't just the way that I looked at her, it's the way she looked at me. And when things were good, they were really good. But when things go bad,
get your shit.
They go bad quickly.
I'd like to introduce you to the brains behind all of this and one of the brightest minds our company has to offer, Miss Crystal Dunbar.
How the hell's little big head doing these days?
You know, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Yeah, well, all that extra work that Jacqueline put in got her the promotion that Jack wanted.
Oh, damn!
I'm done with all of this dating shit. You deserve better than this.
Bitch, why are you screening your calls at work?
It's a long story.
We'll give a bitch the Cliff Notes version.
Okay. Girl meets girl.
My girl Zoe here, she's new in town, but I can see the two of you are already hitting it off.
Girl falls for girl. Can have it all.
Yeah? And what if I want you? Is that something I can have?
But then girl does some crazy ass shit.
You're gonna get off my fucking car, bitch!
And you told me that we could be friends.
We are friends.
I don't think you're being a very good friend, Crystal.
It's bitches like you who think they're special.
So girl loses girl.
Fuck you. And fuck this picnic.
You never call. You changed all your numbers. You can't just disappear on a person like that.
Watch me.
What the hell are you doing here, Zoe? I'm trying to prevent a good thing from going bad.
You are dead to me.
If we can't be lovers and we can't be friends, what reason is there for you to be at all?
I mean, honestly, she's starting to scare me a little bit.
And we are back with the last half of our special bonus episode of Meak Pro Media Special Edition News. Like I stated earlier, we're still in the midst of our 15th anniversary in media. And another brother that's on our show, our special guest, he's celebrating 15 years in media as well. Once again, welcome back, my boy, my brother in media, my ride or die, dishing tea with Big Meach. Big Meach, you still with us, baby?
I'm still right here, baby. Where am I going, honey? Where am I going, honey? We really gonna ride this thing, honey. Okay.
Baby, let's keep this momentum and this wholesome energy going.
Yes.
Let's get into what we really brought you on the show about.
Well,
let's get into your history-making moment by being the first Black queer candidate to run for mayor of College Park.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into this whole inspiration, this whole journey. Let's get into this. Let's start first. What inspired you to run for office this year?
Oh, okay. Well, here's the story. And it goes like this.
It goes like this.
I got a phone call. Okay, this sounds very. I got a call the other day.
Okay. All right, for Aretha.
It was my sister Aretha saying, okay, my sister Carolyn. No,
my sister Carolyn.
It was Jamel McKenzie. And Wednesdays I do a podcast. Well, no, it's a whole radio show with DC. Okay, DC Donald Craddock over at Mix 106. Mix106radio.com. Okay. They both called me back in February and they said, Meach, we want to talk to you because we believe that you got the power to do this because everybody's scared of her. And we know that you have what it takes that you can beat her. I said, what? They said, we need you to run for mayor.
Wow. And
I said, mayor? I said, I don't know nothing about politics like that to do this. And so we had that conversation, right? And I said, well, let me sit on this and let me sit with it for a minute because I don't want to make a decision out of vanity because it's real easy. It was real easy to do because just as you said, I'm openly gay and the College Park has never had a Black male, nor has it had an openly gay leader, right? So I'm 2 for 2, right? And I'm like, ooh, so my ego, my eye went up for half a second and I had to pull that bitch back. I said, because this ain't that.
Sure isn't.
This ain't that. So I had to sit down and it took me 2 months of prayer. 2 months. And within that 2 months time, my brother came to me first. And my brother said, you know you got this. And I said, wow. Now, my brother has always been my biggest cheerleader, and he's been gone now for 10 years.
Wow.
Then my mama came to me. Now, you know, this past Sunday, the 5th, it makes 2 years that my mama left me.
Wow.
And mama came to me and she said to me, she said, baby, she said, you know, you've been working for this. She said, you can do this.
Wow.
I said, and I'm crying. And each time now, mind you, they coming to me while I'm driving. I'm on my way to work. Okay. I'm on
Doesn't
my
it
way to
always
work.
happen when you're actually
Okay.
trying to?
And I can't drive and cry because I got to see.
Okay.
Okay. Tears rolling down my face. Mama said that, she said, baby, you know, you can do this. And I said, mama, I said, and I'm talking, I said, mama, you think I can? And, you know, tears just going. Then the next time my grandmother came to me. And my grandmother said, baby, she said, baby, I know you smart enough to do this because you've always been smart. You can do this. And I said, oh, grandma. I said, oh, grandma, wait a minute, grandma. I said, I wasn't expecting you. You know, I wasn't expecting. But here's where it was. My great-grandfather came to me.
Wow.
This is my grandmother's dad. My
All
great-grandfather
your ancestors came to speak to you.
And he said, make us proud. Baby, that shook me. That because I knew my great-grandparents and I've been in their home and this, that, and the other. We had very little conversation because I was a kid, right? But I know his voice because I've heard his voice. And that shook me. But then my great-grandmother came to me. She didn't say nothing. She looked. She just looked. And I heard Maya Angelou say, I am the hope and the dream of the slave.
Wow.
My great-grandmother, my mother told me my great-grandmother was branded a slave. She had a brand in her back.
Wow.
Uh-huh. And when that hit me, I said, okay, well then I have to do this.
Wow.
Win, lose, or draw, I have to do this. Okay. So that became the inspiration behind it all.
Wow.
Okay. So then as I got to going and putting a platform together, my candidacy was completely unique because number one, I'm a renter. I live in an apartment complex. I don't own a home.
Absolutely.
Okay. Everybody else, you know, they got mega, you know, thousands of dollars in the bank account and carry, you know, whatever that is for them and all of that. I don't have all that. Okay. All I know is, and I've been saying this for a long time, I am not the voice of the people. I am the people.
Absolutely.
I am the people. I can't, and I would tell the people, I can't tell your story, babe, because I don't know your story.
Absolutely.
So I can't be your voice, but I can be your amplifier. If you're a microphone, plug into me so the world can hear you.
Absolutely.
I'm here to amplify you. And that's what I was running on. Okay. That's what I was running on because it became, this ain't about me. And for too long, we as people, this is across the spectrum, as people, we have allowed for our politicians or our elected officials, we always want them to be our proxy. We got so used to everybody tell, oh, I just want to be the voice of the people. And we so busy letting everybody else talk to where they doing so much talking, they ain't said shit that I said.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And so now, and then a lot of us who are despondent to the process, we just throw our hands up. Y'all gonna say what y'all want to say anyway, so ain't no need to be saying nothing, you know. And it becomes that. So no. I need for you to say you. Even if you gonna take us through the wilderness and over the trees and around the corner and stop over here to get a drink of water and then come over here to get some Kool-Aid before you get to your point. Okay. We need you to talk. Because I don't know your story.
Absolutely.
Remember what we said off the camera, honey, that's why testimonies are valuable. You got to tell it. Okay. So that's how all that came to be and why I said, yes, I'm going to do this.
What was your main, because I know we talked about this off the air plenty of times, but what was your main key points that you wanted to focus on during this recent race which just ended? Because even though you didn't win, but like I told you before, your presence alone, not only was it going to be historic, but your presence alone was going to set a precedent. You know what I'm saying? That has never been showcased in College Park before. So what were the key issues that you wanted to bring to the table as it relates to this election?
This election, I focused on number one, affordable and workforce housing. Now, let me explain that a little bit, because a lot of people that can be one of those talking points, you know, that we hear all the time. But my point is this: we need real, affordable, and workforce homes that's going to benefit everyone. Working with our the city's economic development committee, I was on the BIDA board, the Business and Industrial Development Authority board. I did that for 4 years. I was appointed to that board by the councilman at the time, Derek Taylor, and I understand a little bit how this works. I understand that we had to vet the contracts and vet the contractors, and there are those who claim they want to come in. So I understand how that works. And so when we talk about affordable housing, that had became a subjective point, because it's only affordable based on the developer, what you claim you want to bring in here, and what mayor and council had agreed to say, yeah. So you may
Absolutely.
say, I want to bring this and it's affordable housing, but you're saying that you build the $350,000, $400,000 homes. Affordable to who? Affordable to who, sweetie? You know? And so now it becomes, how does that, because the person who making 15, 16, $20 an hour, they can't afford that.
That's true,
They
especially
can't
not in
afford
this
that.
day and age.
No. And then they're not going to afford it, because when you build that, market rates go up. So now my complex, because you can get 2,200 over there, they're gonna want the same thing over here, because the market rate that went up. So now you're trying to fuse out everybody who can't afford this stuff. What are you talking about? So that there was one of my points. The other point, Black and brown contractors, to get
Wow.
equitable, fair, and competitive contracts, so that a city that is 82% Black can look like it's Black.
That
You
part.
understand?
That part.
We need to have our cultural imprint. We need to have elements of our heritage in this city somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that and a lot of folks, when they heard that, I had to say, no, we want somebody that's fair. We want to make sure that they come to the table, they can present something, because we don't have enough of them at the table. Especially when, and this was a hot point, we have found out that there was an attorney named Sam Dixon. Okay. He's here in Atlanta. He's a self-proclaimed white nationalist. Okay.
What?
He's a self-proclaimed white nationalist. He is a defense attorney for Ku Klux Klan members.
Wow.
Okay. He went into partnership with a man named Thomas Hills. Okay. They end up buying land in the 6 West development area. Now, that's not a crime. That ain't a crime, okay? Because it's business. But with that ideology being public, we as Black folks know what KKK ideology does
Absolutely.
for us. So we need to make sure that we are at least at the table fighting for a real share, so that it can be fair.
That part.
Now, here is where it gets stinky. Thomas Hills was the brother-in-law of the incumbent.
What? Wow.
Okay.
This was an
Now,
itchy race.
okay. So when that piece of information came out, because it come to us, we did all that. Of course, our incumbent was saying, then that's the ex-brother-in-law. He's no longer married, and this is where it gets splotchy, because everybody's like, well, that's so convoluted. This is her husband's sister's husband. Okay, so we got all those chains of command. I said, honey, I don't care at this particular point. It's still family. Okay, and the implication is that, honey, you are a part of this. Okay, whether you know it or not. And so she went on record and said, a lot of stuff happened before they got married, and this, that, and other, blah, 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 blah. I said, but no, but this land in 6 West happened under your administration. You knew about this. So that was part of the fight that we had with that. So that got a little stinky. Another point that I was raising was intensive and extensive mental health care for our first responders.
Absolutely.
That became personal for me because a lot of folks did not realize my gay grandson committed suicide in my apartment back in April of this year.
Mm-hmm. I know you told me about
Okay. And so because of that, watching the people, I'm listening to police officers and stuff. When they got finished, they came to me, all that went down about 12:30. They left about 3 o'clock that afternoon. I'm listening to them. They didn't go home to decompress. They didn't go home because they had to take this dead body and they had to pull it out the house and all that. They left my place to go back to work. They got a call on the radio.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The one officer said, "This is my third suicide this week." I said, "What do you mean this week? Today is Tuesday.
What?
The week just started, and this is your third one this week."
Wow.
So that's how I was like, wait a minute. See, now when we talk about the good cops, okay, because I'm excluding all those who are the rotten apples and the ones that we see on the TV that do all the harm and carrying on. We talk about good cops who have to deal with this on a daily basis. And you're looking at the struggle. We don't know what you just left before you came to this situation. So we don't know that your tone of voice was the camel that, the straw that broke the camel's back to where it took me off my square.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We don't know that because I don't know what you dealt with all day long. So that day I talked with the police chief about that. And I was like, listen, she said, well, we got some things in place. I said, and what she said to me, it didn't settle in my spirit. Okay. So that's why I was like, no, we need to have something ongoing. We need to have programs to it. We got a social worker there. Yes, we have the chaplaincy program, and that's cute for the spiritual development. And you sitting up there making peace with God, and the omniverse carrying on about what has happened on your job. You got to sit down here and yield a weapon daily. You got to pull this weapon from time to time, and folks can, you got to decompress from that, and you got to be all right with God, especially if you took a life.
Absolutely.
You got to get all right with God in your spirit. So the chaplaincy program was fabulous for that. But now we need the extensive care. We need the natural man, the mind. We need to make sure that I'm okay. We need to make sure that this is the right thing for me. I may have to take a vacation. I may need some time off because I got PTSD right now. You know what I'm saying?
And see, a lot of people don't realize that when you work in certain industries can take a toll on you.
Yes.
Depending on everything that is entailed in that industry to get the job done. And a lot of industries are stressful depending on the work that they're doing and stuff. And we don't realize that, that's why, especially in that particular arena, they need constant mental health care on a day-to-day basis. Because you said something that was very profound, that you got to make sure when you step into that industry, there are some people that get into that industry for toxic masculine or for what I want to call
complex syndromes or whatever.
Either covert or main narcissistic reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like that.
And so they don't have no empathy and no concern with their fellow human beings and stuff like that. But for those who have a conscience, that can really, really weigh heavy. On your spirit and stuff. So I'm glad you brought that up. Continue.
Yeah.